Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Growing Leader podcast with me, Kemi Taylor, where we're sharing ideas on how to help you build relationships with creativity and clarity. And that's relationships with yourself and also relationships with those around you. So today we're focusing on the Enneagram. Now, I love personality tests because I always believe that they're a window into how you can see a different perspective. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Growing Leader podcast with me, Kemi Taylor, where we are helping you build relationships with clarity and creativity by sharing new ideas. So today we're going to be exploring the Enneagram. Now this is an ancient typology system, and for people who are familiar with personality tests, this is just another one of them. But I always love personality tests because for me I find that it's a tool that allows me to view a different perspective that is different to my own default, and it just helps me make a bit more sense or add another piece of the puzzle to another way of making meaning of the world around me that I might not have thought of before. So the Enneagram, N stands for 9 and gram is diagram, so Enneagram, that's how they came up with the name. Like I said, it's an ancient typology system and there are 9 personality tests, or types, sorry, shall I say. And each type is interconnected. They have wings, they have numbers on them. So I'm going to go through what each of the 9 are. And what I'd encourage is, if you would like to explore a little bit more about each of them, definitely look into it. Ian Cron has done a lot of work around it, and there are also various other books out there that I can encourage that you look into. So let's get started. Each type will be motivated by one of 3 different categories. So the first one could be by your gut or anger, by your heart or feeling, and by your head or fear. So the first one is, number 1s are perfectionists. They're addicted to improving themselves, improving other people, improving their environment. They have a need for things to be orderly. So for instance, maybe color coordinated, the room being arranged in a particular way. Now, in a healthy version, they are reformers. They are leading by example and they are leading change. In an unhealthy version, their experience as being critical, harbor resentment when people don't conform to their way of doing things, because typically they have a black or white way of looking at things. So what I'd really encourage is, if you are that number 1, that you encourage yourself to invite other perspectives, share vulnerabilities, ask questions. Don't just assume, be open to alternative views, because what you'll find is that it will help you shift and let go of that hold for your needs for things to be in a particular way. Number 2s are givers. They are motivated by a need to be needed. In a healthy form, they are helpers. They're motivated to help meet the needs of those around them. They're warm, they're friendly, and in an unhealthy version, they actually can become manipulative and calculating and plan and strategize to meet their own needs. So I'd encourage that if you're a 2, that you really ask yourself, is this a way of you meeting your own need, or a way of meeting others? Is it a selfless act, or is it motivated by something else deep within? Number 3 are performers. Performers are motivated by a need to appear successful at all costs, even if they aren't. Appearance is important to them. In a healthy form, they're motivators. They lead through clear goals. They bring with them this can-do attitude and really encourage those around them to be motivated and just have this knowing of what's needed from themselves and those around them. In an unhealthy form, they believe that the world only values people for their accomplishments, and so they now build their personality and life around winning admiration from those around them, and can come across as self-deceitful and calculating. Number 4s are romantics. They have a need to feel special and unique. In a healthy form, they have this artistry nature that they bring into the world. They have a sense of compassion, a deep value for aesthetics, and see the deeper meaning in things. In an unhealthy form, they can become self-absorbed in their mind, and so dwell in the future or in the past and just get bored very easily with routine tasks. I would recommend that you practice gratitude. Be more empathetic, step into other people's shoes and outside of your own head a little more. 5s are observers. They have this need to understand. In a healthy form, they are thinkers. They plan, they're logical, objective under pressure, and just have a way of focusing on what is. In an unhealthy form, they are private investigators. They hoard information, even from the people that love and support them. And they now start to like to be on their own and work independently on their own instead. So they don't really like team meetings where more interdependence is required. I would recommend that with thinkers, because they spend so much time in their head, that they get out of their heads and connect with their body a lot more. And with that as well, learn to recognize when they need to limit the amount of information that they're taking in, to take time out to explore their feelings, to take time out to think about how they want to respond and are reacting, and to be more affectionate to those that love and support them. 6s are questioners. They have a need to find support and safety. And in essence, they also have then this need to be in control. In a healthy form, they are loyalists. They lead through collaboration, creative problem solving, and are trustworthy, even under pressure and stress. In an unhealthy form, they are the worst case scenario thinkers because they have thought about every eventuality. So I would recommend that they get out of their heads and just be more at peace with not being in control, i.e. recognize their need to be in control and be more mindful, be more present, be okay with what is and not having to always be in control. 7 are epicures. They have a need to think of unlimited possibilities and fascinating ideas to escape the psychological pain in the immediate moment. In a healthy form, they are generalists. They lead through innovation, high energy, enthusiasm, and optimism. In an unhealthy form, they don't like restrictions being put on their ability to think of unlimited possibilities, and so rarely stay in the present moment. I would encourage you to calm your thinking and focus on your breathing, to calm the monkey mind. Recognize that that's there. Recognize your tendency to pay more attention to your feelings and emotions over others, and lead with love, lead with loving others, intentionally serve others. Number 8 are bosses. They have a value for justice and are power orientated to mask their vulnerable, tender feelings. In a healthy form, they're leaders. They lead with strategic vision. They're bold, honest, understand influence networks. They can come off as bullies and aggressive because they have this expansive space or energy that they bring with them in any environment that they're in. I would encourage them to recognize that they do have this sensitivity towards lack of control and their willingness to always want to step into control and to sometimes just choose to hold back, to recognize that because they are expansive, they do need to be intentional about the amount of energy that they do bring into situations where they are self-extending their energy, and need to be intentional about creating a space for other people's energy. 9s are mediators. They have a need to maintain status quo, preserve relationships, and avoid conflicts at all costs. In a healthy form, they are peacemakers. They help to mediate conflicts and facilitate dialogue and help everyone generally get along. They lead through diplomacy, consensus, inclusivity. In an unhealthy form, they can appear to be very passive and lazy, checking out when there is conflict. They feel controlled by others and they dampen unacknowledged feelings and desires within them. I would recommend that they are honest peacemakers. So they value inner peace and tranquility and also exercise their rights, vocalize their opinions, and set healthy boundaries. They can learn to love and support themselves just as much as they do for others. And you're not responsible for reconciling disagreements. So don't feel the need to have to jump in and reconcile every single disagreement. So thank you. We've explored all of them. And like I said, it's just a taster of what the Enneagram covers as a topology system. There is so much more that I haven't covered. But if you'd like to hear more, if you have questions, please get in touch. And if you'd like further reading, I can recommend so many great people out there that are doing such great work in this space. Keep learning, keep growing. God bless.